going on, Arizona sportsman family? How are we doing out here today on this crazy draft day, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to turn the draft off because honestly, this right here has gone beyond measures in terms of I didn't know this was going to happen. Now, I know there was rumors from the local radio station host here, John Gambadaro. He did say, look out for the possibility for the Arizona Cardinals to trade up for a player. I didn't put very much weight into that situation. And now, big bombshell of a news that just dropped here about the Arizona Cardinals making a trade for Hollywood Brown. Now, this right here doesn't show the compensation, but this actually does. It says the Ravens have traded Hollywood Brown and the 100 overall pick to the Arizona Cardinals for the Arizona Cardinals 23rd overall pick. Now, we've been sitting here waiting for this pick, right? The Arizona Cardinals, what are we going to do? Jameson Williams, are we going to do this? Are we going to do that? Maybe we'll get George Karlaftis, but big bombshell news. We don't have to worry about the 23rd overall pick anymore, ladies and gentlemen. We already have it, and we gained another pick from the Baltimore Ravens, but absolutely bombshell of a news, ladies and gentlemen. Not only do we have some people that are happy in the chat. Appreciate you guys for coming through. Thank you so very much for being here. Appreciate you. We got my guy Big Will saying, bro, hella excited, Bird Gang. Yes. Well, and you're not the only one excited, ladies and gentlemen. I think I'm still in shock, but we did actually get a screenshot here from Kyler Murray, our franchise quarterback. He says, let's run it back. Hollywood to the desert. Y'all welcome my boy. Or y'all welcome my boy. Sheesh. Whoa. Now, I know a lot of people are going to ask me, do I love this trade? Do I like it? I'm not going to lie to you. I think it's a shock. I don't think I have allowed it to set in right now because in my mind, I was like, hey, I'm not going to get mad whether we get Karlaftis, if we get an offensive lineman, if we go cornerback, wide receiver, if we get anybody, I think I'm going to be good. And then this happens, ladies and gentlemen, and this happens here. So, as I promised, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to be opening up the phone lines. I want to hear from the Red Sea, or now the new hashtag, and I absolutely hate it, Bird City. I want to hear from you guys, everybody, how you're feeling about this whole situation, this trade from the Arizona Cardinals in the mayhem that's actually been happening. But let me give a big shout out to the Phoenix Suns. They are going to the second round. They actually ended up beating the Pelicans. So let's freaking go on that. So let me go ahead and get my stuff situated here. I want to hear from what you guys have to say. Welcome in, Drew. Welcome in, Lennon. Welcome in, BBH, Jonathan, and Bananas. We are going to get everybody in here right now. Let me just make sure I get everybody here situated. Guys, we are opening up our own solo roundtable at this very moment. Who wants to go first? How are you feeling about this whole trade? Let's start off with you, Justice, because you're next.
Yo, that's me.
Yes.
Like I said, man, I'm stoked. I could not be more happy. I think Hollywood Brown he's got the skills to be the playmaker that we needed. He's very similar to Jameson Williams, a little bit shorter, but I think, like I said before, I think we gave up less to get him than we would have to move up for JMO. And for that, I think that was a great move. You know what, Kyle? Kudos. I haven't said it in a long time. Kudos.
All right, let's go to Lennon, and then we'll go to Bananas after.
I am really ecstatic. I knew that we were going to get a good guy like him. And Kyler Murray deserves to win it with him. And by the way, they both went to the same college, OU.
True. Absolutely true. Bananas, what's your instant reactions?
So when I first saw it, I'm like, okay, we traded down. It's okay. That's stupid to trade down this soon. But then I was like, wait, we traded out of the first round. Did we get somebody good? And when I heard Hollywood Brown and I looked at the receivers that are left, I'm like, Hollywood Brown, at the end of the day, he's better than Treylon Burks. He's better than Jahan Dodson by a mile. The only player that I would have taken that's still on the board right now is George Karlaftis. And if he goes, this trade is a 10 out of 10 in my mind. Right now, it's like 8.5 because George is still there. I like this trade.
Okay, perfect. Let's go with oh snap! My order completely got messed up. Let's go with BBH, and then we got Jonathan next.
Okay, so I feel like the reason why we made this trade is solely because how well Steve Keim saw the Burrow and Chase connection and the Hurts and Smith connection. Also Tua and Waddle. All three of them last year, they got their wide receiver from college, and all three of them has hit 1,000 yards mark and had a tremendous season as a rookie. So I feel like that's the reason why they did that. Is because they instantly know, like, hey, that's Kyler Murray's old college buddy. They already have chemistry. Let's see how it goes and see if they have the same production as these three other duos have done in college. So I feel like that's the reason why we made that trade first off. And me personally, I don't like it, nor do I hate it. Solely because there's not much. All those solid players that I feel like we were trying to trade up, but since we couldn't, we just basically traded our pick away for a solid. I want to see a good right. I want to see him stay healthy at least. If he can stay healthy, then I say the trade is a win because Keim is good at trading and it works out for him. So honestly, I think this trade for right now, I want to say a W, but I want to see how it goes in the season.
I agree. Jonathan, what you got, man?
Same, man. I think there was not a whole lot of bang for your buck by trading up to get anybody worthwhile. So just like my guy before me was saying, these guys have been playing together for a while. It should be easy to just adapt the chemistry to this new offensive system, but they're very familiar with it already. So it should definitely free up D-Hop, and then Moore is going to be in the second year. So I think we got a triple threat going on there. And then with Kyler and Connor running, and then Kyler can run, and hopefully they all stay healthy. I mean, I'm hoping the new tradition continues, and the host to the Super Bowl ends up winning it. It's happened twice in 2 years in a row. So I know it's super out there to even think this way, but Cardinals 2023 winning the Super Bowl at home, that'd be insane. But hey, we still need to get the rusher, get a good corner. So maybe down the road with more picks, maybe we can trade the other picks and get somebody better like we did here. So
yeah, no, I agree. We got Bananas. What's up, Bananas?
So another thing that I wanted to jump on real quick, I think that Keim and Bidwell will talk to Murray and be like, "Hey, Kyler, if our board doesn't follow this way, like the receivers are gone, the edge rushers are gone, the DBs are gone. We're gonna trade out. We're gonna go get your boy. We're gonna make you happy. So work with us on this contract. Let's get you and let's get your boy paid." So I think that played a big factor into why Kyler Murray is like calming down.
Right.
Because
yeah, and I definitely agree. So first rounder, you're completely cool with it, right? Don't mind it.
Yeah. Because he even said on his Twitch that he was like, "Yeah, I would love Hollywood to come over here and play with me. That would be the total dream." So I think that he knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, no, and I know there was rumors out there saying that the Arizona Cardinals can definitely very well get a player. Just trade for a player, just kind of get rid of the 23rd overall spot. Yeah, so Hollywood Brown is 5'9". Rondo Moore, what, 5'10",
5'10" and a half.
Who are we having in the slot?
Rondo Moore.
And then Hollywood on the outside.
Yeah.
All right, everybody.
What about Green? Here's my question. What about Green?
Oh,
we have Green too.
Yeah, good call out. Oh, snap. I just thought about that. Yeah. So what happens unless they have a 4 wide receiver set at that time, but then they got Ertz. Like that, there's no point. You know what I mean? Dang. Someone's gonna get phased out, though.
Can AJ Green stay healthy though? That's the thing.
I mean, he did last year.
I mean, he was out for 2 games because he tested positive last year, didn't he?
I mean, that was COVID, so that's out of his control.
Yeah. So Hopkins, Green, Hollywood, then Rondé Moore playing 4th string and doing punts.
Yeah, that's true. Anybody else want to say anything else? We got a lot of people that want to chime in here. We got a lot of people like this backer. Everybody's getting crazy right now. Anybody else want to say anything before I let you go?
Yeah, I wanna add something. I preferred AJ Brown because he's proven more. Because the Eagles just got him, and he was apparently available to be traded. So I feel like we should have got him instead.
What did AJ Brown go for? I apologize. What did he go for?
I think it was the first round pick
from the Eagles.
16 and 109. So
So
2.
16 and 109. Oof.
Ooh.
And we gave up 1 pick for Hollywood.
For Hollywood, yeah. And essentially, we're all banking our buck on the fact that Hollywood and him have chemistry, right?
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
And it's gonna.
Because they were training together 2 weeks ago in Texas.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so very much for coming through. Have a great rest of the day, y'all. Peace out. Peace out. I'm going to get the rest of the people in.
Go Cards. Go Suns.
Go Cardinals.
All right. Whoever hasn't came in yet, and if you were trying to click on the link and you were not able to jump on, you should be able to jump on now. We just made some more room. Just FYI, we're going to be getting some more people in right now. But breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, it is that the Arizona Cardinals have traded for Hollywood Brown. Here it is, breaking news. And the Arizona Cardinals give up their 23rd overall, but get Hollywood Brown and the 100 overall pick back from the Ravens. Sheesh. Ladies and gentlemen, just absolute sheesh. All right, let's get this going here. We got some super chats. Let me go ahead and get the super chats up here right now. We got Nick L saying we also got a 3rd. Yes, that's the 100th overall. Appreciate you for reminding. Thank you so very much. We got my guy Devlin says, I don't like this. Well, come on, man. Coming in. We have a lot of positivity, but I want to hear everybody's opinion. Let's get my guy Chris. Let's get my guy Michael and Michael Squared. And then High Rising Game, Hudson, and then Soul. Up right now. What's up, guys? How are you feeling about the situation? Let's first start off with Chris.
Honestly, when I was on the dumpster fire, when the first to pick for the funny thing was I heard about the trade and Tree on the dumpster fire suddenly brings me in, and so I have to pause the game I'm playing in the background and go on the show. And then while I'm opening the window for the cat to look out, I hear that the 23rd overall pick was traded, and at first I went and laid on my bed in sorrow. And yeah, so Tree got to laugh at me being in pain after the Giants didn't blow either of their first 2 picks. So yeah, but now kind of hearing a bunch of people be okay with it, I don't really have a problem. I'm kind of back to what I was before I heard about the 23rd pick being part of the trade, where I'm just like, okay, we'll see how he does. We'll give him at least the 1 chance, and yeah.
So you're down for the trade, right? I'm sorry.
Not really anymore, actually. Yeah. Initially I was, but yeah. But that was only because we traded the 23rd pick.
Right. Okay. So you don't think the compensation was...
Yeah, it's kind of like the problem I had with the Trailblazers trading Powell and Covington to the Clippers this past season. Yeah.
Gotcha.
We got almost nothing in return. And it wasn't even really that big of a cap dump or anything. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get my guy Michael B, because there's 2 Michaels. So, Michael B, you are live. What's up, man? How are you feeling about this trade?
Man, I kind of called it. I thought we will be trading out the first rounder, but because I feel like it's worth less this year's first rounders than last year's, for example. This class is deep, but not really strong at the top. But I was hoping for Terry McLaurin from Washington,
Ooh.
That was my call. I'm pretty disappointed. I like the compensation, don't like the player which we got, to be honest.
Okay. You just don't like the small wide receiver of Hollywood Brown? Because I know like a lot of people are really happy because of the connection between an OU, but you're just not feeling it?
Yeah, I like that Kyler is happy because we needed it, and I hope he will get more involved into the team. And that's the W, but I was hoping for some big guy who can play on the boundary. We have like 3 guys who should play in the slots, like AJ Green is good slot, Rondon Moore, and now the Hollywood Brown, but we don't have this outside guy. And we won't have a cornerback position addressed more maybe in the late rounds.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Let me give a big shout out to my guy BBH. Well, we don't have to worry about not starting our first rounder anymore. Well, that's absolutely true, right? At least we'll start it. Let me get to my next guy, Michael. Michael Squared. I apologize. Let me get to you. How are you feeling so far about this, man?
Overall, I think I'm pretty happy. I was a little concerned at first when I heard we traded, but I do think it's good. I love the fact that there's chemistry between him and Kyler. So, because we just need something in the lockers. Because with all this stuff going on, even though we have Kyler, even though we're paying him, there's a lot of players who don't like him right now.
Yeah.
So I think it's definitely good we have someone who likes him, someone who can maybe open the eyes of the other teammates and get something going. And I do think Hollywood is better than most of our players besides Hopkins in the wide receiving game. So I do think this is a good win, and I don't think Steve is good in the draft whatsoever. So
He probably
I see.
wouldn't produce anyways, right? Let's be honest. He'd probably be sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
That's facts, man. That's facts. All right, well, let's get to my guy, High Rise Gaming. I appreciate you for being here, man. How do you feel about this trade? Be honest, man.
Yeah, I'm really not the biggest fan. I do think that it's nice that we're gonna have a guy in the locker room that is gonna like Kyler, and I do think that it's nice that this is probably like the 100% that we're not gonna have to worry about a Kyler Murray trade no more and him not playing, whatever.
Yeah.
This was definitely like the ceiling of the deal of us having Kyler next year and probably for our near future. I just think there were bigger things than another receiver. I saw Jahan Dotson on a lot of mock drafts recently and Traylon Burks. And I don't get me wrong, I think all these guys are good players, including Hollywood Brown. The catching the drops is a bit of an issue for me, where I do think that he can be a little streaky with that. But they're good players. They're solid contributors. But was receiver really our biggest need when we needed guard, we need edge, we need corner? And I feel like guard is probably our biggest issue because Will Hernandez, I have a family of Giants fans. So Will Hernandez, I got to hear about how bad he is as a guard for years and years and years.
Yeah.
So bringing him in and having to play Aaron Donald at least twice a year if we make the playoffs, probably 3 times a year, because the Rams odds are going to be there right along with us. I think that guard was probably our biggest need in the first round. I would have liked anybody there. I'm hoping we go for Parham late in the third and with the pick that we got or the pick that we already had. I just would have liked either corner or edge, really anything but receiver.
Okay. All right, man. Bro, I appreciate you for saying that. Let me get Hudson here. I'm assuming that's a Suns jersey on there, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Let's
sir.
go. All right. Go to the second round.
Big closeout game with Scott Foster reffing. Big game.
Absolutely. Well, how are you feeling about this trade with Hollywood Brown?
I personally like the trade. I mean, I think corner was a big need also, but I think Hollywood Brown to the equivalent of the players that were available. I think he's better than all of them, and I think he's a better Christian Kirk. That's how I looked at it. He's just like, instead of Christian Kirk, it's Hollywood Brown, and I'll take him over Christian Kirk, especially with how much they're. So, I think it's a good trade. Definitely solidifies the offense, keeps Kyler happy. We just need line or corner in the next pick, in my opinion.
No, and I agree. Look at my guy Soul up here. Soul Pancakes. What's up, brother, man? Talk to me, man. How you feeling?
Hey, how's it going, guys? I know there are a lot of people are a little bit positive about the trade and stuff, but I'm kind of on the negative side about it because I think it's too steep. Sorry about the noise in the background. It's because I'm walking, but I think it was too steep of a trade, giving up the 23rd to Hollywood Brown. When I think didn't they make a trade for AJ Brown for like a first and it was a third or something like that?
Yeah, I think that might have been what it is.
Yeah, so AJ Brown is a bigger receiver. He can manhandle corners, and he's up for an extension. So is Hollywood Brown. Hollywood Brown is up for an extension. We're gonna have him for 1 year, and we're gonna have to put him in the same space as D-Hop, and he's gonna have to be right next to AJ Green. We drafted Rondell Moore, but for what? What do we draft him for now? He's going to keep being pushed He's going to keep getting pushed down the lineup now.
Yeah.
So I just don't understand. This is more so of a hey, Kyler, we got you. We're going to get your wide receiver and stuff, and the chemistry there. Yeah, I get it. That's great and all and everything. But we needed a tall boundary receiver. We can't just do it. If D-Hop goes down again, we're gonna rely on Antoine Wesley like we did last year.
Yeah.
Antoine Wesley was a tall receiver, but he kept having balls jarred out of his hands. He'd catch them, and a corner just came in and just jarred it free. I know, hey, let's be more positive about it. This was a Kyler pick. Cool, Kyler, we got your guy. But now we have to address somebody on the outside. So unless we go back-to-back and go get Christian Watson or a taller receiver in the second round, I mean, I don't even know what we're going to do with that position, guys. We have, like I said, he's up for an extension already. He has 1 year on his deal. Obviously, if we don't extend him, then it's a 1 year type of deal. And that, I mean, we lost out of the 23rd pick. There's still other positions that we could have drafted as well.
Right.
So,
and in terms of, I doubt we'll go back to wide receiver. Like a few.
Yeah,
of
we're
our,
not doing that.
People that came in here, we have a lot of needs, right? Cornerback, guard, edge, got a lot of needs here. And I doubt the Cardinals will go back to back there, man. But yeah, I definitely feel where you're coming from. Very valid points. I'm going to get the next two up here. Appreciate you guys for coming through. Thank you so much. There's just got a lot of people coming through. Thank you. But yeah, this might be a Kyler Murray thing. 110%. 110%. This might be a Kyler Murray situation where we're trying to say, hey, Kyler Murray, you're our guy. We got you. We're getting you Hollywood Brown. And I think a lot of people are kind of feeling the effect with AJ Brown just going a little later on, and now just knowing like AJ Brown could have been available, and then that just kind of opens up a whole nother can of worms right there. But let's get my guy Alex and then Jordan P up in here right now. Alex and Jordan P. Let's get Alex first, and then Jordan P. You're next, man. How you feeling?
Pretty much, I feel like everyone's been pretty much split evenly, more positive than negative. I'm kind of on the fence, really. I love the pick. I love the trade. I mean, if there's anyone who could have gotten it done, it's our buddy Buddy Kime. So I like it. I mean, the chemistry's already there. You've already got that pretty much well established. The guy's caught over 1,000 yards receiving last year, even with some of the injuries that plagued him over the years. He's still a really good receiver. As far as trading the first round, I mean, I'm not 100% on board with that. I honestly would have been more comfortable if we got ridden maybe a second round or maybe a third round or something like that. But Baltimore, I imagine, probably wasn't going to move an inch unless we gave him a first round. So I'm cool with it. And as far as all the contract stuff coming up at the end of the year, dude, let's focus on the here and the now, man. That's a whole other year. Who knows? Maybe Kime might be able to, maybe kind of coerce them into sticking around on smaller contracts or smaller terms. Unlikely, but hey, let's just focus on the here and the now. Where we got our wide receiver, an established wide receiver, mind you. So overall, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. So got my guy Keaton over here, says, bro, Hollywood is 5'9". So another short wide receiver is kind of seemed to be the trend here. But I appreciate you, Alex. Let me get to my guy, Jordan P. Jordan P, man, I know we talked a little bit about the other stream, and thanks for coming back. Appreciate you. Tell me again how you feeling.
And I also wanted to pinpoint this again because everyone was on here. I mean, not just here. All Cardinals fans are saying, no more short wide receivers. We need a big outside receiver. We need this. And now they're all happy for a 5'9", 165-pound wide receiver. Are you kidding me? This guy's 165 pounds. So if you don't think he's going to get hurt, then I don't know what to tell you. He's barely bigger than J.J. Nelson was when we had J.J. Nelson. I get I'm the biggest Kyler guy. I have this little freaking thing. Like, I'm the biggest Kyler guy, but I'm not trading 23 for Marquise Brown, a 5'9" wide receiver who's 165 pounds. I get we got a third-round pick back. I don't care about a third-round pick at this point. Like, Jermaine Johnson is still on the board. We could have had him at 23. That dude was getting top 10 buzz. Obviously, he's falling right now, but we could have got a starting edge right there. We don't have to wait to the second round and hope there's an edge that we can play. I don't know, man. Like, with Jermaine Johnson still being on the board, like, I don't see how you can trade 23 for a guy who's 5'9", 165 pounds. I get it's Kyler's friend, but you can't give 23 for that. You got to give 55 and maybe something else, but not 23. There's just no way I'm doing that. But they did it, so you know. And now we're gonna have to pay him. And the thing about that is, right? We all want Hollywood Brown to succeed, and if he does, we're gonna have to pay him a lot of money. Have you seen the wide receiver market right now? Christian Kirk just got $17 million, and it might be up to $22 million a year. So what do you think Brown is gonna get after only 1 year here? And let's say he goes off for like 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns. We're gonna have to pay him $15+ million straight off the bat, while Kyler's getting his $40+ million. So
that's true. No, I mean, definitely some definitely facts, man. Some fire. So I love having you on here. So I got my guy Tim saying, laugh aloud. Mike just said he doesn't want a short, speedy wide receiver, and what do we end up happening, right? Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's definitely making some valid points, right? We got my guy Alex, focus on the here and the now. But are we Super Bowl contenders this year? That's I guess that's the question, right? Are we going to be able to beat the Rams? That's the question. No, probably not. So next year or the following years is going to be kind of what we're going to be dealing with. But any other things you want to add before I kind of take it home or kind of give you my spiel? Because I think I'm in the mindset now.
Alex, you want to go?
I mean, I imagine everyone's probably already voiced their opinion on Bird City. I refuse to have our fan base be that. I can't believe that's a thing.
Hashtag Bird City.
No, man, I got nothing. I'm still really skeptical heading into this upcoming season, considering we got the second toughest schedule in the NFL. I mean, this boosts my confidence to maybe a little bit higher, but I'm still not sold on that defense. So,
Gotcha. Jordan P, any last thoughts?
I mean, the only good thing that to me that's coming out of this is Kyler's clearly not leaving. It's over. He's staying in Arizona. Like, no, not even just for like, I knew he was already getting an extension, but it seems like, they're doing everything they can at this point to keep Kyler around for the long term. So, I mean, that's the only good thing to me about this. And I like Brown, so I'm not saying I don't like him. I just don't like the value that we traded away for him. Because 23, Jermaine Johnson, an elite starting edge, is still on the board. And we just traded that pick for a 5'9", 165-pound receiver. So, I mean, it's like...
Yeah, man. I see the frustrations just written on your guys' face or your face, JRP. All right. Appreciate you guys as always, man. Thank you guys both so much for being on here. And let me give you guys my spiel. So actually, just big shout out to everybody that came on here. Big shout out to everybody who came out here. This is for all the Twitter people, all the Facebook people, all the people that are on YouTube. Thank you so very much. If you guys haven't smacked that like button, please do so right now. It helps the channel grow out tremendously. And for all the super chatters, thank you so very much for super chatting as well. So yes, one thing I said in the beginning of this draft was I do not want the Arizona Cardinals to get Jahan Dotson because I'm done with the speedy, short wide receivers. I said that. Yes, Tim, thanks for pointing it out. Yes, 110%. I did say that. This does seem like a move that is supposed to appease or appeal to Kyler, right? It's supposed to be one of those situations where Kyler Murray is obviously 1 foot out the door, or 2 or 3 weeks ago, 1 foot out the door, the other foot saying, I'm an Arizona Cardinal, but literally he's an Arizona Cardinal, so he's not going to say otherwise. He's still getting paid by them. This move was definitely done in a direct shout out to Kyler Murray. Direct shout out to Kyler Murray saying, hey, we're going to pay you. Give us some time. But for something that we can definitely do for you right now is we can get your boy, Hollywood Brown. And I think the biggest debate right now is going on is the 23rd overall, was the compensation enough to get the player 5'9" Hollywood Brown coming into the team? That's the big question out there, right? I think we're kind of in a situation where we just kind of have to wait and see. We kind of have to wait and see to see what's going on. Yes, I don't want a short wide receiver, but we kind of got it delivered to us again. Our 23rd overall ended up going to an established wide receiver. I mean, whether you say he's worth it or he's not, he's a guy that's been in the NFL and kind of knows what it takes. And whether you think that Hollywood Brown would bring great chemistry to this Cardinal, team, I think that's inevitable, right? I think when you bring Hollywood Brown in here, you already start bringing a buddy from Kyler Murray. You start bringing somebody that speaks his language. You start already kind of having that thought where like, oh snap, AJ or Hollywood Brown right next to DeAndre Hopkins. That sounds good. That definitely sounds good. But it kind of goes back to the same situation of, man, what's going to happen to Rondale Moore, right? Rondale Moore gets picked second round, and you kind of start seeing kind of the Andy Isabella effect, where it's not really his fault that he got hurt, but because Hollywood Brown got traded for, we might start seeing less and less of Mr. Rondale Moore. Maybe he might be used a lot more for, kick returns, maybe more special team type of guy, jet sweep type of guy. We'll see. But this move was definitely made to appease Kyler Murray from staying in the Arizona Cardinals. So now we can kind of squash that away, which I honestly kind of considered this being squashed already, probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, or maybe about a week ago. I think this was already squashed in terms of Kyler Murray going to stay with the Cardinals. But I think the truth of the matter here is that this move was made so directly because the chemistry, and I think Kyler Murray wanted to bring his guy in. Let me give a big shout out to my guy, Mark Jackson, with the $5 donation. Appreciate you. He says, I'm glad I'm drinking tonight. I don't mind the trade. He's a deep threat. By the way, we are 2 years away from being 2 years away from the Super Bowl. That's true. That's true. Shout out. True. This kind of is one of those situations where we just kind of have to wait and see. To see what's going to happen with the Arizona Cardinals in the 2022 season. Does it give me more excitement? A little bit. I mean, a little bit. And I think that the biggest thing is the chemistry, right? But now it's more focused. It's more focused for the Arizona Cardinals to possibly get those other picks to pick, to land the second rounder and the third rounder. And yes, we got another third rounder back. But I think realistically, we do still have some holes. I think wide receiver is a big hole. Now, this wasn't the stature of the wide receiver that I wanted to get. I didn't want to get a short, speedy wide receiver again, but I think I'm going to lean into the fact that the chemistry right there is probably, hopefully, going to cover the fact that he's a short, speedy wide receiver. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. We will see what happens here. I think this is absolutely huge breaking news for the Arizona Cardinals, right? I don't think any of us even paying attention to the draft anymore. I mean, there might be some people that are still paying attention to the NFL draft at this very moment, but I don't think so. We don't even have a pick until tomorrow. We got a second, and then we got 2/3. Maybe we can address guard. Maybe we could still address edge. Wide receiver, it was a huge need for me. Huge need. And I think the moment that Jameson Williams got taken off the board by the freaking Lions, I think the Arizona Cardinals had to make a move. And they went Hollywood Brown, which I'm not mad at. But I do agree with the whole situation. This year has to be one of those years where we got to make it far. We got to make it far. The years of going to the playoffs and getting smacked, or the years of not, winning the NFC West, probably needs to kind of get shut down now, because this move is a win now move, in my personal opinion. I get it, 5'9", 150 plus pounds, 165, whatever he is, but this is a win now move, in my personal opinion. This is a win now move for the Arizona Cardinals. And we better win now, with Hollywood Brown has 1 year in his contract still left. Let me give a big shout out to my guy Carter coming up with the super chat. Appreciate you. He says, I like this move, but was kind of hoping for an edge rusher because we got rid of Chandler Jones and we need a good edge rusher with JJ. Would love to get a cornerback too. Well, I definitely agree with you, Carter. 110%. I definitely agree with you. I think we can still address them. Now, are we going to be able to get Jordan Pease guy? Probably not. But we could still probably get guard and hope and pray that Will Hernandez works for us, right? Hope and pray. I know we had some people on, saying that they know some New York Giant fans and they weren't a fan. They weren't a fan of them at all. But this was the opposite of what I wanted, but honestly, I'm not that mad. I'm not that mad at it. I'm hoping and praying that this works out. Because we're getting Kyler Murray, his boy. Would I have rather got A.J. Brown? Yeah, you better. Yeah, yes, I'd rather got an A.J. Brown. Yeah, but that's not the cards that we were dealt. We're not the cards that we were dealt. I'd rather get Hollywood Brown over Jahan Dotson. And Dotson's taller. Dotson's taller than Hollywood Brown. But I would rather get Hollywood Brown over Dotson just because of the chemistry. I'm hoping and praying that I'm leaning towards the idea of the chemistry is going to outweigh the 5'9"ness. I'm hoping and praying that that's Hollywood Brown and Kyler Murray can get together along with DeAndre Hopkins, and we're going to have a massive wide receiving core. And we still got AJ Green too. Just worried about Rondale Moore. What's going to happen with Rondale? One person that should really be worried about his job is probably Rondale Moore. I'm leaning and hoping and trying to pray for the idea of I would rather have Hollywood than Dotson. I know I said I don't want a short, speedy wide receiver. I know. But I'm leaning and hoping for the chemistry to work out. Drew says you can't just win because of offense. That's true too. I mean, that's true too, right? I mean, we probably should have addressed defense. Yeah, probably. But we still got a second. We still got 2/3. Maybe, hopefully, maybe we can bundle the 2/3 and get an edge player and move up. I don't know, right? I mean, it's all kind of just depending on what happens here. But I think this draft was definitely very imperative to find out who the Arizona Cardinals are going to be bringing up in, and we got a name, right? We got a name on our wide receiving core. Now, if this doesn't work, and I'm just going to put this plug in here right now. If this doesn't work, there's absolutely no reason for freaking Cliff to stay. All these weapons for Kyler, and we can't make it work. Has to. It has to work. This is his guy. This is Kyler Murray's guy. It has to work. Jay says Rondo will at least be on special teams. That's what I do think that's going to happen. Punt returns, kick returns. I think that most likely will happen for sure. Sean says, I love this trade. I don't mind it. I don't mind it either. I know there's some people that are upset with the value. I don't see Hollywood as an outside wide receiver in this NFL. I don't see him as the outside. And I know that's what he was playing in Baltimore, but I think that we need to give a serious consideration to the fact that he probably should be moved to the slot. We have AJ Green on the outside along with DeAndre Hopkins. Put Hollywood in the slot, and then Rondale just swing. A swing player whenever Hollywood needs a breath. And then special teams primarily. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Jordan P says Jermaine Johnson is still there. I'm still there. I am sick. Well, hey, maybe the Cardinals can trade up. Maybe the Cardinals can trade up in the second round. I know we'll have to give up a lot. I know, but edge is a huge need for this Arizona Cardinal team. A huge need. The defensive line in general is a huge need. Yes, we got J.J. Watt, but J.J. Watt can't stay healthy for a year, y'all. J.J. Watt can't stay healthy. We got Zach Allen. We got Licky Fotu. We got Rashad Lawrence. They haven't really given us too much other than, obviously, Allen. Allen's given us a little brightness here and there. Dylan, what's up, Dylan? Haha. I like how Moore got quitted on already. He's not going away. Our offense is 60% pass behind the line. Remember, he shines there. Well, maybe. But I remember a lot of people saying the same thing about Isabella. I go based off of trends, my dude. I go based off of trends and what we see here for the Arizona Cardinals. And I think 110% the Arizona Cardinals are going to value Hollywood Brown a lot higher than Rondale Moore. A lot higher than Rondale Moore. I think Rondale Moore will still be on the offense. It just won't be a big impact. 200 yards, 300 yards for the year. 200 probably. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Let's keep reading to the comments here. Appreciate you guys for being here. FYI, thank you so very much. We got Drew says, how the heck is Jermaine still on there? The board confuses me, but it would cost too much to move up, in my opinion. Yeah, desperate calls for desperate measures. If we need an edge that bad, we probably should do something. If we need an edge player that bad, we should probably do something. We need an offensive line badge. Facts. The trenches is where I thought we were going to go if we kept the 23rd overall. I thought we were going to address the trenches at the 23rd overall spot. Obviously, we trade the 23rd overall spot, and now we're here. Let's keep reading to the comments here. We got Juan saying Suns in 4. Yes, big shout out to the Phoenix Suns for going into the second round. Let's freaking go. Absolutely. Who do you think we're going to get in second round? I'm hoping offensive line or defensive line, right? Or cornerback. And that's the thing. We still need a cornerback. We haven't need a cornerback. We do. I want Devontae Wyatt, a guy can hope. I know a lot of people are concerned about Devontae Wyatt just because of the idea of him not, like, his off-the-field issues, essentially. Caleb says, really worried about Moore's role in the team, but I think rotations can make it work, and AJ Green is getting older. I'm hoping that the Cardinals are not seeing Hollywood Brown as a replacement for AJ Green for the future. And I think they are. Well, we'll see, right? If it works out very well and Hollywood Brown is freaking amazing, then we probably don't have to worry about it. AJ Green could dip next year or the year after, and then we could probably just draft another big wide receiver later on. We'll have to see. At least we have an actual second wide receiver. Cade Lee says, trade Isabella and one for our thirds for a second. I don't think anybody wants Isabella, man. I don't think anybody does. So far it seems like we're pretty much, there's a lot of people split down the middle, and I don't blame you. I don't blame you guys for feeling the way you guys are feeling at all. This was a move. Just let this sink in. If you're pro Kyler Murray, this was a move to completely appeal to Kyler Murray. That's what this move was for. If you're pro Kyler Murray, this move was an attempt to say, hey, Kyler Murray, we got your guy. Please don't leave us. That's what this was. If you're not a Kyler Murray fan, but you still like the trade, then cool. Awesome. If you're not a Kyler Murray fan and you don't like the trade, then it's a double-edged sword for you, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. I can't save you off of that one. But if you're kind of leaning on the fence, the best thing that I can tell you right now, Cardinal fans, about this trade is this move was made because Kyler Murray, and the drama that's been happening, was made because of Kyler Murray. Most likely going to stay with the Arizona Cardinals now. That's what this move was made for. So just let that sink in. Let that sink in. We still have a lot of needs to, or holes to address for the Arizona Cardinals. Edge, offensive line, primarily the guard position, and cornerback. Still got some holes. We still got some holes. Dan the Meek says, don't like the move, don't hate it, but giving up a first for a 1-year rental, That's what my guy Jordan P was saying. Give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. 1 second. Sorry about that. Had to open the garage. Jets are getting Jermaine. Particular, yes. No way JJ falls past the Jets here. Yeah, it's crazy, y'all. It's absolutely crazy to see what has happened and what's transpired so far for this Arizona Cardinal team. The Arizona Cardinals now have Hollywood Brown on their team. absolutely nuts. Appreciate everybody for coming through. Thank you so very much. If you haven't been here in a very long time here on the AZ Sports Fan, thank you so very much for being here. But just giving you a little insight, we most likely will be focusing on the Suns playoff run from here on out, unless any other big move happens, along with the draft information and stuff like that. So appreciate everybody for coming in here. The Arizona Cardinals has traded for Hollywood Brown to appease to Kyler Murray. But the best part is that the Kyler Murray is not going anywhere anymore. Kyler Murray is here to stay. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Thank you so very much for being here. And as always, go Cards.